Hello, good morning. It's Monday, the 22nd of December. I hope you had a great weekend. I didn't do an update yesterday. I still got a long run in, so I did 25 kilometers yesterday. I did 10 kilometers with the Woodford Warriors. We did the first 10k in around about 52 minutes. Ran with a great runner who, I don't know, 6-8 months ago could get nowhere near an hour for 10k, and now we were just chatting along doing 52-minute 10k, which is phenomenal. Did the second 10k with a different person, not quite as good a runner, although very good. They don't do enough to be good. They probably run twice a week, but they've got a good engine, so we did that in about 58 minutes. And then my final 5k, what do you know? It's the beginner's session. We normally have people who are new join it. Nobody joined me for the 5k this time, so I was able just to put my foot down a little, and I ran the final 5k in around about 23 minutes. My legs are quite sore from doing a lot of mileage, but actually, as I've said before, I think sometimes running slower, I think it can put more pressure, and it's more taxing for the legs because, I don't know, you feel the force rather than when you're running a bit quicker, your legs are a bit lighter on the floor. We had another chap from the Woodford Warriors. He's not particularly quick, but he's very determined, and he ran just over 30 kilometres by himself yesterday, so really pleased for him. And then this morning I went on a 6-kilometre run. My legs were a tiny bit sore, but I did that in around about 28 minutes. So my first kilometre was around about 5 minutes per kilometre, and then the rest were around about 4.5. And then by the end I was doing sub 4 in the last kilometre, but I was wearing gloves because it was cold, so I couldn't get my timer to stop. So if you're thinking about winding down for Christmas, that's the wrong answer. I think really the only day you should be really having a good rest is Christmas Day. And saying that, that's a bit tongue-in-cheek. I do find running is part of my relaxation, gets me set up. In fact, on Saturday we went for, as I've said, a coffee and a meet-up. And because we started later in the day, oh my goodness, my brain would not get into gear. So I missed waking up first thing and going for a run immediately. Put me out of sorts a little bit, but I felt a lot better after the run. I'm not sure where I'm tracking in terms of doing the 300 kilometres for December. I'm sure I'm doing quite well because I've had a number of long runs. I'm not going to get a run in on Christmas Day. I think that will be a little bit selfish on my 9-year-old son, who's very excited about Christmas. Sadly, he doesn't believe in Father Christmas. I did when I was his age, but he cottoned on quite quickly that Father Christmas doesn't exist. So it hasn't taken away the magic because he's still very excited about presents and seeing his family. And I may do a very long run this month. As I said, my friend, one of the Warriors on Sunday did a 30-kilometre run, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit jealous. I wish I'd have known he was going to be doing that sort of mileage, because I'd have carried on with my run at the end where I did 5k. I've probably done another 10k just to get me over that 30 kilometres. So I may see if I can get a really long run in before the new year. And then the new year, I'm really stepping it up. Not so much for running because I'm doing quite a lot of running, but mainly around my diet, and probably need to be a tiny bit more disciplined around my sleep. Although I think too much sleep is overrated. I have to say this week I'm working from home, and at the end of the month I will tell you a little bit about my year and what I've been doing and what I've done before. But this week or the last 2 days, I've had about 7 hours of sleep per night, and it's been deep sleep, but I've woken up more lethargic. So I think my optimal sleep is around 5-6 hours. I don't know why, but just having that extra time in bed, it's almost making me overtired. I can't explain it. And I also, like, I woke up today at 6:30. I also felt lazy, which isn't good for the mindset. And I have this fear of anyone saying I'm lazy, be it physically, be it in my job. I've always hated when I've been a leader, if anyone was to say he's cutting corners, he's a skiver. I always want my team to think, you know, be it in my running or in my job, that I really set the standard for hard work and what it means to lead, be that in running or business. But I'll come on to that separately at some stage. I'll also be going through not just my running goals, I've told you a few of those for 2026, but maybe a few of the books that I'm going to read, maybe a bit of objectives that I want to achieve in 2026. And most of them in life I have achieved. There's still a few on the bucket list that I want to do. And hopefully I'll start getting more viewers over the years, although I do notice I'm quite monotone with my delivery. So I don't know what I'm going to do to improve that. That's just who I am, I think. So, but hopefully we can reflect on whether I've done what I've said I'm going to do in 2026, at the end of 2026, and then set some new goals for 2027. So exciting times ahead, and I hope you have a fabulous Monday. Speak soon.